This season brought some change to the SWAC as both Florida A&M and Bethune-Cookman joined the conference. But Grambling Athletic Director Dr. Travian Scott doesn't think that's where it ends. Dr. Scott feels this is just the beginning for the SWAC to compete with the Power 5 conferences. As an HBCU grad and having a lot of experience, what are your feelings about where the SWAC is right now with some of the MEAC schools coming in? What are your feelings about the future of the SWAC? I think the SWAC is probably going to be the second most viable conference in America. I think it's going to be the SEC, and then it's going to be the SWAC. And I think where the SWAC fits is why I'm saying that is because of the amount of history and the environment and the pageantry of some of these schools. Obviously, the bands are huge, the Greeks are huge, the atmosphere around all of these HBCUs is really going to play a part and heighten the overall game experience that maybe some other Power 5 conferences and Group of 5 conferences can't replicate. From the standpoint of the competitive side, in terms of being able to participate year after year with the Florida A&M or Bethune-Cookman, that's going to increase the viewership across the board. That's going to bring, ESPN and NFL Network. That's going to be of high interest to them. But not only that gets cheeks and seats on our campuses, right? That shows that will be able for us to exhibit and show our front porch, right? Which is invariably going to drive enrollment and eyes on our campuses. And I think that's the most important part. Being that front porch, but understanding your overarching mission, and it's to the overall institution, not just to athletics. And so I think it would create that excitement. I think it would remove the need for us to play so many game guarantees and things of that nature off of our campuses, and it creates a more competitive environment where our fans could enjoy the games on our home fields. In terms of the MEAC, I think the MEAC will recover. I think the MEAC has a footprint up the East Coast, and there are some opportunities for them to grow in terms of geographically for some schools up there, whether that be looking at maybe some schools to come over from other conferences or maybe call a few schools up from Division II. But I think the MEAC won't be down for long. But I'm so grateful for the leadership of our conference administration, Dr. McClellan, for his visionary leadership, our president chancellors, Dr. Hugini, who chairs that effort over at Alabama A&M, and our very own president, Rick Gallo, for his leadership and for his vision in being able to move the Southwestern Athletic Conference forward with being able to take on those additional 2 institutions. And so my personal feeling is that they probably won't be done with bringing schools over to the SWAC, but that will certainly, again, enhance it. And whatever happens, whoever they bring, that G is still going to rise above it all. So, when we get to that point and we start talking about history and branding, and of course you've got Southern, you've got Jackson State, you've got Florida A&M, but there's no bigger and better brand than that G. Transitioning over to the hardwood now, you've been busy, extended both basketball coaches. What excites you the most about these coaches and the future of your basketball teams?
Well, I think they're going to be competitive. The vision is clear. The culture is set. Competitive excellence. And whenever you talk to Coach Jackson and Coach Murray, they'll repeat that. You'll feel it. It resonates throughout our department now. It's a great feeling. Again, and not just the basketball, but for our other sports. Everybody understands the culture and what's being expected moving forward. And I challenge them to challenge me to be able to make sure we go above and beyond to provide the resources that they need to be successful. And so that goes back to my earlier sentiment of being student-athlete centered, being coaches-driven, and being administratively supported. And that's going to push us forward as we look to become dominant across the board in all 15 of our sport offerings.